I speak to you now without interruption, because I have watched your nights collect in quiet piles and your days run thin like thread, and I am not late. I am never late. Hear me, there is a story moving around you that did not begin today. It began with a whisper that said you were replaceable, forgettable, small. A woman believed that whisper and shaped it into a claim on what I prepared for you. She stepped into a light that wasn't hers and celebrated as if she authored the sunrise. She told herself that your seat had no name on it, that your promised path could be diverted, that your altar could be pulled apart. But I am the one who names seats and writes destinies, and I say to you now, nothing with your name on it can be permanently carried away. Nothing stitched by my hand can be cut out by another's jealousy. Nothing I've aligned for your good can be dislocated forever. I am already reversing what was twisted against you. You didn't imagine the tightening in the hallway when you entered. You didn't imagine the sudden silence mid-sentence, the way eyes slide and return with practiced innocence. I saw when you were measured against counterfeits, when your gentleness was treated as a vacancy, when your patience was mistaken for surrender. I saw your kindness picked apart like bread on a table by hands that never felt grateful. But I also watched the strength I planted in you grow quietly, rooted deeper than any rumor, deeper than any performance, deeper than any temporary crown. When you chose not to shout your worth, heaven recorded it. When you walked away from arguments woven to trap you, heaven applauded. When you cried alone and locked the door but still chose goodness the next morning, heaven stood in the doorway with you. I am not blind to the cost of your obedience. I am not indifferent to the burn of injustice. I am the God who repays. The woman who thinks she has taken your place is not your enemy to be hated, she is a mirror of hunger without understanding. She chased a chair and missed a calling. She lifted a trophy and dropped her peace. She wanted what was on you but not what formed you. She desired the fragrance without the crushing of the oil. She admired the crown yet refused the weight of the purpose. This is why you must not envy her speed, you must not fear her applause. Applause is air, purpose is stone. Air makes noise and disappears. Stone builds a foundation that holds even when winds argue with it. I have carved you in stone, not air. Let that settle you. I am turning a page you cannot force open and cannot close. This turn will look like small things at first. A conversation that once curved away will curve toward you. A door you tried twice will unlock through an unexpected hand. An invitation will find you without campaign, without flattery, without compromise. I will not require you to bend yourself into shapes that insult the design I gave you. The reversal I bring does not arrive with bitterness, it arrives with clarity. You will see that what you thought you needed to prove I had already finished. You will watch as those who treated you like an option begin to realize you were an assignment. Not their assignment to control, but my assignment to honor. I am healing the quiet fractures inside you, the hairline cracks you disguised with hard work and polite smiles. There is a version of you that learned survival like a language and forgot the sound of celebration. I am restoring that sound. I am cutting the long rope of anxiety that yanked you awake at the thought of being left behind. You are not behind, you are being aligned. Alignment is slower than applause. Alignment is quieter than gossip. Alignment does not trend, it transforms. The reason you feel the ground thicken under your feet is because I am pouring a new foundation beneath your steps. Stand still long enough to feel it. Breathe long enough to trust it. This is not a reversal born of revenge, it is a reordering born of righteousness. I will not use the weapons that wounded you to heal you. I will not make you become what hurt you. I am not rewriting your story as a reaction, I am revealing what was written from the beginning. If the world mistook your pause for defeat, let them. A seed is a pause that looks like burial to the untrained eye. But you know a secret, burial and planting look the same for a moment, and then they reveal themselves. You were planted, not buried. Watch what breaks the soil next. Forgive yourself for the days you tried to earn belonging from voices I never assigned to bless you. Forgive yourself for rehearsing speeches in the shower that were never meant to be delivered. Forgive yourself for comparing the middle of your refinement to the highlight reel of someone's performance. The measuring stick you reached for was crooked. I am the measure, and I call you whole even while I complete you. The work I began in you is not fragile. You have mistaken tenderness for fragility. Tenderness is not weakness, tenderness is power that chooses mercy. Keep your tenderness. Do not harden to survive places I am about to move you beyond. You will not need armor made of bitterness in the rooms I am opening. Leave it at the door. She strutted where you were meant to stride. She hurried where you were meant to inherit. She argued where you were meant to answer with fruit. But the season is shifting, and with it the discernment of those around you. I am anointing eyes to recognize what their ears refuse to hear. I am recalibrating scales that had been rigged. I am exposing the difference between charisma and character, between noise and oil, between temporary advantage and eternal assignment. This exposure is not for humiliation but for liberation, yours and theirs. Some will repent for how they mishandled you, some will leave because they only understood you as a stepping stone. Let both happen without apology. You are not responsible for keeping together what I am mercifully allowing to fall apart. I will send confirmation in threes so you do not dismiss it as coincidence. First, a word from a stranger that echoes a promise you hid. Then, a piece of information that arrives without you digging for it, clarifying what was hidden in shadow. Finally, a practical provision that closes the mouth of fear, an amount paid, a document signed, a message sent, a door opened. When the third arrives, breathe. Do not sprint. Walk with me into what is yours. I will pace you. I will not let you overexpose what is still growing beneath the surface. Fruit is sweetest in season. Let me be Lord over your timing as well as your triumph. You have been tempted to narrate your pain to gain protection. I will be your protection. You have wanted to explain the unseen labors of your heart so others would handle you gently. I will teach them by how I handle you publicly. When I lift you, do not shrink to make others comfortable. But also do not swell beyond obedience to make yourself feel safe. Humility is not hiding, humility is accuracy. Be accurate about who I am in you. Be accurate about who you are in me. Stand, not as a rebuttal to those who doubted you, but as an answer to those who prayed for what you carry. The tables I am arranging will not require you to trade your peace for a seat. I will teach you how to sit without bracing, how to speak without defending, how to receive without rehearsing loss. You will learn the discipline of joy. Joy is a discipline, not a mood. It is choosing gratitude when scarcity stories throw tantrums. It is refusing to catastrophize when you finally feel safe. Joy does not waste security by auditioning fear. I am giving you this discipline so you can stay in rooms your old anxieties would once have made you flee. About the woman, bless her and release her to me. Pray that she finds the assignment she tried to borrow from you. Pray that the ache that pushed her to grab will be healed by my hand, not fed by another theft. You are not the judge I called to sit over her, you are the light I appointed to stand. Light does not argue with darkness, it turns on. Turn on. Radiate the steadiness I have been constructing in your secret place. Refuse the game of edges and angles. The crown I place on you is not sharpened to cut others, it is shaped to carry responsibility without warping your soul. I am also resurrecting relationships that died by misunderstanding, but I will not resurrect what would rot your focus. Some people will return with softened hearts and open hands. Others will approach you with the same tactics in new packaging. You will know the difference because I am increasing your sensitivity to peace. Test everything by peace. Not the peace of passivity, but the peace that roars beneath storms. If your spirit knots and shrinks, pause. If your spirit widens and breathes, proceed. In this reversal, your yes will be a river and your no will be a wall. Both are holy. There is paperwork with your name that will not be lost again. There are promises with your name that will not be swapped again. There are ideas with your name that will not be stolen again. I am placing an invisible seal over what I return to you. Those who reach out to take it will feel the weight of conviction before their fingers arrive. I will teach even your adversaries how to fear touching what I have sanctified for you. Not fear of you, but fear of violating what I have consecrated. Rest in that. You do not have to police gates I am guarding. I saw the moment you reduced your laughter to keep the peace with people who resented your brightness. I saw you partition your joy into small, acceptable portions. I am reversing that, too. The season ahead will require the full color of your presence. You will no longer apologize for thriving as if flourishing is an accusation. Flourishing is obedience when I have watered you. And I have watered you. The tears you thought were wasted were poured into a root system that will shock you with its reach. You will find old deserts answering you with flowers. You will find former closed mouths opening with honor. You will find that the audience you were meant for was being gathered while you thought you were forgotten. Guard your tongue in this turning. Speak life even while you watch the old scaffolding fall. Do not prophesy collapse over what I am rebuilding. Do not label yourself with names you learned from wounded seasons. You are not the rejected one, you are the redirected one. You are not the last choice, you are the right choice. You are not the replacement, you are the original design. And because you are the original design, you must carry yourself with the quietness of those who know where their help comes from. Excessive explanation is the symptom of unhealed rejection. I am healing it. Let your answers be simple, your boundaries be clear, your gratitude be loud, and your focus be unwavering. I am also dealing with the structures that enabled your sidelining. Systems can sin. I am sending voices into rooms you once could not enter to speak truth. I am softening hearts that had calcified around convenience. I am giving courage to those who watched but felt powerless. Some of them will become unlikely allies. Do not punish them for not seeing sooner, bless them for seeing now. Mercy will carry you farther than vindication. I will vindicate you. Your part is mercy. Do you see how the air tastes different when hope is allowed to breathe? That is not your imagination. I have shifted the wind in your favor. Ships still move even when harbors gossip. Lift your sail. You will move in ways that make statistics nervous. You will move with a steadiness that confuses those addicted to drama. You will move with a clarity that makes manipulation ineffective. Those who once controlled you with crumbs will watch you feast without their permission. Invite them to learn, but do not return to beg. I give bread, not crumbs. I have also listened to the prayer you never formed into words, the one that was more ache than language. Father, please don't let me miss what is mine. You will not miss it. I am not only bringing it to you, I am bringing you to yourself, the you I dreamed when I breathed life into your lungs. That you laughs easily and trusts deeply and moves lightly because weight has found its rightful place on my shoulders, not yours. That you does not flinch at goodness as if it always expires. That you does not sabotage joy because old alarms are still wired into your nervous system. I am turning off those alarms. You will sleep and wake without the old dread. This is part of the reversal, internal first, then external. I build the house inside before I decorate it outside. Where you once felt you had to chase, you will now attract by assignment. Where you once knocked and knocked, doors will open by recognition. Where you once explained yourself weary, your fruit will communicate for you. Fruit is fluent in languages you do not speak, let it talk. I am giving you strategies that blend wisdom with kindness. You will know when to step forward and when to stand still, both will be obedience in their time. You will not mistake busyness for breakthrough. Breakthrough often arrives walking, not running, and it still breaks what needs breaking. You have asked me whether you should confront the woman who believed your place belonged to her. You will not need to. I am arranging circumstances where her own mouth will testify to what she misunderstood and what she mishandled. Not to destroy her, but to deliver her from pretending. Pretending is a cruel master. Release her to me. Your deliverance does not depend on her confession. Your deliverance depends on my decree, and I have already spoken it. You are restored. You are advanced. You are guarded. You are graced. There is also a younger one watching you, learning what dignity looks like in the presence of injustice. Your restraint is teaching them more loudly than 1,000 speeches, and your coming elevation will teach them that patience is not a losing strategy. This is legacy. I am writing legacy through you. When you walk into rooms renewed, remember to hold the door. Elevation that forgets generosity turns into isolation. You will not be isolated. You will be planted among builders who celebrate the triumph of others as gladly as their own. I am gathering that circle now. Some you know. Some you have not met. You will recognize them by the way your spirit relaxes when they arrive. As I reverse the narrative, you will likely be tempted to rehearse your hurt to keep the memory sharp. Let me keep the memory holy instead. We will mark this season not as the time they took what was mine, but as the time God returned what He promised and healed what they could not touch. Your story will not be the story of theft, it will be the story of trust. Your testimony will not center the woman who tried to sit in your place, it will center the God who built a place so specifically fitted to you that nobody else could remain comfortable in it for long. Ill-fitting crowns slip. Borrowed mantles itch. Counterfeit favor cracks under weather. But what I give fits, rests, endures. I place my hand on your shoulder now and steady your breathing. I break agreement with fear that keeps your shoulders raised and your heart racing. In its place, I plant courage, not the bladed kind that cuts everything nearby, but the rooted kind that holds when winds howl. This courage will let you be kind without being conquered, generous without being drained, visible without being violated. You will not lose yourself in this gaining. You will gain yourself as you gain your place. Listen closely, I am sending a subtle sign within the next 3 dawns. Watch for the recurring phrase that finds you, on a page, in a message, from a mouth that does not know you. It will echo this truth: what is written is rising. When you see it, say yes in your spirit. That yes will be a key. After that, move lightly but move. Sign what needs signing. Answer what needs answering. Decline what needs declining. The path will not be crowded, it will be clear. Clarity is a kindness I am giving you. Receive it. No, you have not been forgotten. You have been guarded. No, you have not been replaced. You have been refined. No, you have not been left behind. You have been led another way. I am the God of another way. I am the God who parts seas and also teaches you to sleep in storms. I am the God who sets tables in the presence of enemies but also turns enemies into witnesses. I am the God who makes a footstool out of what once tried to trip you, not so you can stand over others, but so you can see farther. Your vision is stretching now. What once looked like a wall will look like a door. What once felt like a loss will be revealed as a trade. What once felt like the end will become your beginning. This is my decree over you: your place is secured, your name is honored, your harvest is protected, your steps are ordered, your heart is mended, your voice is strengthened, your hands are blessed, your borders are expanded, your sleep is sweet, your counsel is pure, your circle is refined, your future is bright, and your present is holy. I sanctify this turnaround with peace. Not the thin peace that breaks under gossip, but the thick peace that blankets a house and quiets every room. Let it fall on you now. Let it follow you out the door. Let it linger on your decisions. Let it anchor you in the days where old fears try one more time to break your trust. They will fail. A woman thinks she took your place, but heaven has always known the truth. She only sat in a shadow while I adjusted your light. Now rise. Not to prove, but to be. Not to compete, but to carry. Not to retaliate, but to reign, servant-hearted, steady, bright. I am with you in rooms and roads and the quiet between. I am with you in paperwork and handshakes and the silence after the phone call. I am with you in the pauses and the applause. My presence is your promotion. My word is your warranty. My joy is your strength. Step into what bears your name and let gratitude be your language. I have reversed it. Walk it out. I am the one who saw you when your heart trembled quietly beneath your smile, when you laughed so others would not hear the shiver in your breath. I am the one who measured the tears that never fell and counted the sighs you swallowed because you chose dignity over drama. I am the one who held you together when no one knew you were breaking, yes, even when the room applauded the wrong person, even when a woman stood in a place you prepared with your own prayers, even when your name was pushed to the last page and her name was lifted to the headline. Listen, beloved, this message is for you. Don't try to skip this. Heaven has moved, and the story is being rewritten while you read. You felt the chill of being replaced without the courtesy of a goodbye. You watched a door that once opened for you close with a gentle click in someone else's direction. You traced the outline of your own promise on the glass and wondered if you misheard me, if you were foolish to believe so fiercely. No. You did not mishear me. What you carried was not a fantasy, it was a seed. And though a hand tried to uproot what you planted and wear the petals as a crown, I am the gardener, and I know which root belongs to whom. I do not bless theft. I do not authorize counterfeits. I do not endorse rehearsed affection on borrowed stages. I watched it all, I recorded it all, and now I am reversing it all. A woman thinks she took your place. She thinks your oil can rest on her shoulders because she stood where you used to stand. She thinks the chair grants her authority, that the microphone grants her voice, that the ring grants her covenant, that the office grants her wisdom, that the applause grants her credibility. But seats do not make kings, oil does. Rings do not create covenant, I do. Applause does not prove fruit, lasting fruit proves itself in the drought and the storm. What she wears is borrowed light, bright for a moment, failing at noon. I am turning the page, and with the turning of this page, her borrowed hour expires. The stage is shifting beneath her feet and the light that flattered her is dimming into the truth. I am not shaming her, I am simply ending the performance and calling for reality to step forward. I am ending the imitation so the authentic can breathe. Do not be bitter. Bitter hands cannot hold bright gifts. Do not curse what I am already dismantling. Your silence in secret has been a stronger sermon to me than 1,000 public speeches. You held your tongue when accusation beckoned, you blessed when insult stung, you walked away instead of wrestling in the mud. Because of this, the robe you lost is being returned without the stench of a fight. The robe is coming back clean. I am sending it by angelic courier, pressed and perfumed with new authority, not merely restored but enlarged, stitched with trials you endured, lined with wisdom you purchased with tears. The robe you are about to wear would have swallowed you in a previous season, now it fits because you let me grow you in the hidden place. She set her name on documents that were meant for you, smiled for pictures that were meant to capture your joy, stood in the doorframe of a house that carried the blueprint of your prayers. She rehearsed your mannerisms and mirrored your language, but she could not mirror your heart. And it is the heart I bless. It is the heart I survey when I allocate thrones and assign seasons. I know you felt erased. I know you wondered whether kindness was a liability. Hear me, kindness is your passport in this reversal. Integrity is your key. Patience is your signature. Because you would not betray your future to avenge your present, your future is arriving faithful. What she tried to hold will begin to grow heavy in her hands, and what was heavy in yours will become light. I am untying your name from rumors. I am peeling away the labels others glued to your reputation when they needed a villain to justify their haste. I am lifting the fog that made you look smaller than your calling. Those who believed you were replaceable will watch me answer with a no. I am placing a no so strong on the counterfeit that even the blind will feel it. You will not need to defend yourself. You will not need to publish your proof. I am your vindication. Your proof is the way the door opens for you without you knocking. Your proof is the way the room rearranges itself when you enter. Your proof is the way favor recognizes your face and runs to greet you without a bribe. Do not fold your hands in despair, open them in expectation. I have scheduled a sequence of returns. Hear this: the return of honor, the return of voice, the return of rightful placement, the return of companionship that does not use you, the return of resources that were delayed on purpose so the wrong hands would not hold them. You called it loss, I called it storage. I stored your blessings in a vault no thief could pick, and the key has always been your endurance. You endured. Yes, you failed some days. Yes, you cried into my robe and questioned my timing. I did not despise you for that, I loved you closer. I set a timer that would ring only when your heart could wear the weight without bending into arrogance. The timer has rung, the vault is opening.